I just got back from a 7-day detention from X or Twitter, however you want to call it. I thought, mistakenly so, that, tarring and feathering British authority officials was an American tradition. Apparently, I was wrong, and I'm sorry if I offended anyone out there. But, I was just under that impression. And really, the things that are going on right now in Great Britain are absolutely tragic. And it's a result of how far we have fallen as a culture and society in getting away from morality and things that matter like honor and tradition. I'm watching, there are people committing real crimes in Great Britain right now, and the people who are not committing real crimes are going to prison, while the people who are committing heinous, horrible acts that have always been punished all throughout history are being allowed to walk free. And anytime you do that, all you're doing is encouraging more misbehavior. We live in this society today where if you commit horrible acts, you're not held accountable. There is no accountability anymore. So, as I was watching some of this stuff take place, and as I was contemplating during my vacation or detention, however you want to look at it, I was thinking back throughout history at all of the people who have once ruled over and protected England, Great Britain, from outside sources. And I began to think about some of the names that came into my head as I replayed a lot of the documentaries and learning that has taken place over the last number of years. And Alfred the Great comes up, King Richard the Lionheart, William the Conqueror, Henry V, Sir Winston Churchill in more modern times, and we cannot forget the magnanimous Jonathan Quayle Higgins III. Is there no spirit of King Arthur left in Great Britain and England? Is there no one willing to pull the sword from the stone and do what's right? Are we just going to roll over and convert to a religion that has nightmarish implications all throughout its history, where the people of our past have long fought and died to keep that influence out, and now we are allowing it in with no thought process at all of what the repercussions is going to be? Absolute craziness. There was another incident this morning as I woke up and got on Twitter, and I saw what was happening, and absolutely horrifying, the amount of things that are going on right now and the crimes, and no one standing up. No one's doing what's right. And if you do stand up, if you do proclaim loudly and openly that this is wrong and something must be done, you're thrown literally thrown in prison just for speaking that. And you have people in authorities in Great Britain who are saying that if Americans or content creators from other countries speak out and, in their terms, incite any sort of, shenanigans, I got to be careful with my words here, incite any sort of shenanigans, that we will come after you and we will extradite you to our country to face charges. And so much of Twitter has blown up, and the memes have been absolutely glorious. You mean to tell me that the British are coming? Is that what you're saying? I think we've seen this movie before. Somehow it plays back in my memory. But the memes have absolutely been fantastic. And we see what we're going to wait and see what the resolve is of the British authorities. They don't have an empire anymore. They're not even a shell of what they once were. Their navy is in complete shambles. They have no precious metals holdings whatsoever, or very little. Listen, we talk about certain things. People say, the British Empire, they stole things from so many other countries. Yes, they did. That's what happens when you go out and you conquer. And that's what real men in our society and other societies used to do. Go out into the world and conquer and cut off a slice of it for yourself. Make a dent in the universe. That's what real men have always done. And we look even throughout North American history. That's what happened here. And weaker people were subjugated by stronger people. That's the way it's always been since the beginning of time. And I know that there are atrocities that are committed. But even in the Bible, in the Old Testament, God says, okay, I know you're going to be doing these things, but there's some rules I want you to go by. Because the other countries, the other nations, the other pagans, and all these other people, they have no rules. We're going to have some rules on how we treat those whom we conquer. But this has always happened throughout history. This is nothing new. And could it be that Great Britain is just being conquered? Maybe it's just their turn. Maybe it's going to be our turn next. When you create a society so weak and who has no inability to defend itself, the inevitable is a foregone conclusion. That's what will happen. It's just sad to see something like that happen to people who, number one, invited amongst themselves because they don't know any better. They think they're being progressive. They think they're being loving. But in reality, all they're doing is inviting their own destruction. It's sad either way. And nobody's really right in this struggle that I see. But innocent people, it always hurts when they suffer like this. And it's not going to stop until you have the power to stand up and say no and to fight back. But that time is limited because the more you stand down, the more of an upper hand your enemy is going to have over you and the harder that's going to be. That's just the reality of things the way they are. Anyway, I've been watching the memes, and the memes are fantastic, but it's, again, sad to see all of this. And I'm watching the social credit score implementation that's going on now in Australia, and that's coming here. I don't see a way that that Mamala is going to lose. I don't see it. The media is already preparing you in your hearts and minds that she's leading in all the polls. She is going to win this election, and they're going to call the election early, and they're going to call it and say, hey, listen, look at all of these polls over the last number of months. She's been winning in all of them. Look at her gigantic crowds. Yes, they may be AI, but they're crowds nonetheless. And she's doing a fantastic job of getting her message out. And the people have accepted her message. And a lot of people are excited that we now have a first time a woman president. And so progressive are we. This is a great day for America. I don't see how that doesn't happen. I don't see it. And with that is going to come a lot of further weakening of the traditions and culture and morality in this country and in other places, because we project all that, and it's going to result in our downfall. I see. That's what I see. So again, I tell people, get prepared, get focused, get a plan. We're going to talk about that coming up soon. I'm going to do a video on my upcoming speaking event. It's going to be in Marshfield, Missouri, early September. You can go find information about that at the Homesteading Expo website in the Ozarks, the 2024 Homesteading Expo. I'll leave a link below. We're going to do a video on all of the amazing speakers that are going to be there. So be sure to come see me and see all those other amazing speakers. We're going to talk a little bit about preparedness and how and why you need to be getting your homestead ready for that, and some of the obstacles that can stand in your way when it comes to that process. So hopefully you'll join me in Springfield. It's near Springfield. It's in Marshfield, Missouri, just north of Springfield. It's coming up early September. I hope you see me there. What do you guys think? It's really sad to see what's all happening in Great Britain. But the reality is it's not far off from where we are, especially after this next election, which I believe right now is a foregone conclusion. If I'm wrong, please leave a comment below. But there's no way they're going to allow him to be president. Mamala is in our future. Leave a comment below. Love to hear your thoughts. Check out our merchandise over at teespring.com. You can find our Stupid Should Hurt shirt. If we had more hurt in this world, we'd have an awful, awful lot less stupid. You can find links for that shirt in the description below. We definitely need a lot more hurt in this world, and we're We are desperate for hurt because the stupid has run amok. See you next time in the Homestead. Bye. In the spring of 2024, Saudi Arabia ended the long-held practice of requiring its oil to be sold in U.S. currency. And recently, governments around the world have been repatriating their physical gold from Western banks, opting instead to hold that gold within their own borders. China, meanwhile, continues to set records in terms of stockpiling its physical gold reserves, while at the same time dumping billions in U.S. treasuries. All these instances can otherwise be called indicators. Indications that the world is readying itself to participate in trade that does not involve the United States or the dollar. And at home, our banks are showing signs of a deflationary collapse, in which case the FDIC does not have a fraction of the funds on hand to ensure you can get your money should your bank fail. On the other hand, they keep telling us inflation is getting under control, but for some reason, the prices we pay day to day keep going up and products we pay for keep getting smaller. I've put a link in the description below this video that will allow you to start the process to convert money you may have already saved into precious metals that you yourself can hold. You hold it, you own it. Throughout history, precious metals have always been accepted for goods and services, even in the most chaotic of economies and war-torn countries, dating all the way back to when Alexander the Great ruled the known world. Guys, we're over $35 trillion in debt. If you're concerned, I don't blame you. ITM Trading has a well-documented history of helping people put their money into physical metals that you hold. Again, if you hold it, you own it. Hit that link below and see how ITM Trading can help you get the ball rolling towards financial sustainability. The consultation is free and there's no pressure. They will show you your options based on your concerns and goals you have for the future. By doing this, you're safeguarding wealth just like people have done successfully for literally thousands of years. You are now part of that history. Hey guys, did you know you can become a patron of an American Homestead? They get access to private videos, and we send them gifts from the Homestead that we make here on the Homestead. And we also enter our patrons into special giveaways that are only available to them. And before you go, please check out these other great videos. Go ahead, click. I'll wait.